Hey, what's up YouTube? So welcome to the second part of this tutorial. Okay, in the first part we covered these three elements. Okay, now in the second part we're going to cover how we manipulate these elements and their attributes. So as you can see on the right side, you can manipulate these elements attributes on the right side. Okay, but personally I would prefer to manipulate them here in the text file. Okay, so here in the text file you can see the attributes, the element attributes are specified clearly. Okay, the width and the height of the button, the ID of the button, okay, the text of the button. Okay, the ID, okay, let's just go through each element. Okay, the ID of a button, right, is basically it's like how everybody has a NRI, a serial number. Okay, your birth cert number, there's a number tagged to you when you're born. Okay, it's the same for buttons and it's the same for these elements here on the user interface. Okay, it is used to recognize which particular element you are referring to. So for example, say this element, okay, I'll give you an example. So okay, before that, let's just change this to relative. We always work in a relative layout, so just type relative and then press enter. Okay, enter again. Okay, so as you can see, all the elements now clumped over to the top left hand corner. So let's just center them first. So let's center the button, center. Okay, center it in the center of the screen. Okay, and text view, that's me. Okay, so let's say now I wanted the text view, which is down here at the top left corner, okay, to be below the button now. Okay, this is when the ID comes in handy. So I would say that the text view has to be below. I type below. Okay, press enter. Okay, this, select this, press enter. Okay, and then I want it to be below the button. So the button's ID name is button. So I'm going to copy the name. I'm going to indicate that the text view has to be below the button. So now it's below the button. Okay, let me center this. Okay, now it's centered. Okay, so why don't you try and get the image to be above the button? Okay, take a minute, pause the video and try. Okay, so if you've tried to do that, if you couldn't do it, now I'm going to do it for you. Okay, so what you can do to make the image above the button is that you can type above. Okay, press enter. Okay, the ID, press enter. Okay, I want it to be above this button, so I copy the name of the button and I do, and I type, I press enter, I press Ctrl V, I paste. So now the image is above the button. Okay, if I want to center this, I just type center. Okay, and I press enter. Okay, so now as you can see, the image is now above the button and the text view is below the button as indicated. Below and above. Okay, and then they are both centered. Right? You can delete this. That is for the constraint layout. Okay, now we are using a relative layout. Delete these. Okay, yep. So yeah, this is basically how we arrange our elements here inside of the XML page. Okay, so this is what the ID, the width and the height is for. Okay, the elements that we commonly use are that all elements should have ID, the width, the height, and yeah, these three elements are essential. Okay, so depending on whether or not it's a button, it's a text view, yeah, you can choose to make it have text, have no text. That one is optional. Okay, but in general, when you want to organize your things here inside the XML page, right, you will have to, under a relative layout, you will have to indicate whether or not it's below or above that particular element. That's why it's a relative layout. It's relative to each other. Yeah. So okay. With that, I will see you in the next video.